Bryant Lake Regional Park outside the Twin Cities in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, home to one of the better disc golf courses in the entire state. 18 holes with a lot of tall greens, a lot of trees, some wetlands as well. Should be a fun 18 here at Bryant Lake Regional Park. We welcome you in. My name is David Campbell, and I will be calling all 18 holes at the Bryant Lake Disc Golf Showcase here 2021. It was a beautiful day out at Bryant Lake. Course par today is 56, only 2 true fours at Bryant Lake. And we are going to be joined here by a couple of special guests, one of which being Jeff Larson, our first competitor on the card today. And he will be joined as our third guest, Mark Campbell. 3 of us will be breaking down the holes and talking about the shots. Jumping right in, gentlemen, we have a pretty tough one to start with in hole number 1. So I'll ask you right away, Jeff. For someone who's played a lot of different courses in Minnesota, how does this hole 1 compare to other courses in the state?
This is a challenging hole. It's a great first hole. A little bit elevation coming down the fairway, and then if you're playing the long tee, which you'll see, or the long hole, you'll see it goes up to the top, up to the right here. So it's a great hole.
Yeah, and Dad as well, Mark, or whatever. Very tough hole as well. Would you agree?
Yeah, and you saw my wife there in the walk-ups. We did the walk-ups, the walk-throughs at a different day, which it'll come through differently later. You'll see some different angles. But, my wife always talks about how discouraging this hole is for people that are beginners when they come out and play. And it's long. And I've never gotten a 3 on it. It's the only hole that I haven't gotten a 3 on in this course. So let's just dive right in.
Yeah, with first shot, Mark went up first, and overall, not a bad first shot. I think you would say, nice skip at the end.
I thought it was short, but I got the good skip, and I was happy.
Jeff followed up. Now Jeff's a bit more of a full-on driver here, and he absolutely rips this one. Jeff was pretty happy about that.
Yep, just trying to get down some distance here. Sometimes I'll try to get past those trees, but in the middle there, I'm happy with that.
Back over to Mark. What was your play going into this? Would you like to get it more up on the hill or a bit more shorter?
I just don't have the power that Jeff has, so I did a spot throw, and I just kind of took the safe 4, which is what I'm going to get.
Jeff up on his second shot. Goes really high over the trees. Was that the strategy all along?
Yep, throwing a big hyzer here with the cheetah, just trying to get up top and get a putt.
Tough uphill shot for Mark on his third as he tries to get it into the tee box, the green, you should say, and really, really nice. Lands right by the hole. Really well done.
Yeah, it was an easy up shot.
Jeff finished off the 4, and Mark gets the 4. Sorry, Mark gets the 4. Jeff gets the 3. Moving on to hole number 2. Talk about this hole, guys. It's a nice, easy one. Most people should 3. You should say.
Yeah, fairly simple hole here. Not too long. Pretty flat. Little turn at the left at the end, but yeah, pretty simple.
I used to have a lot of trouble with it when I first started playing the course, but now I think I got it down and how I like to get my disc to fade right out there in the center area.
Jeff is up here going at first, and like I said, you don't really need to rip it as long as you do, but Jeff with a bit more right, very high, nice dip, which is like the textbook shot you want in the first shot for hole number 2.
Yep, I'm just throwing a mid-range here, trying to see if
despite that it hits a tee, it's a tree, excuse me. Yeah. Mark going second, and Mark going for more of an accurate shot, if I recall correctly.
I had a nice little fade here. It was pretty great. Again, for me, the issue is distance, and I got parked behind those trees like I always do, which is why here I had to decide, am I going to have four-handed or just kind of do a little upshot here, which is what I did.
He goes with the upshot and works out pretty well right up to the tee for an easy 3. Jeff, can he sink the long shot? No, he did just miss it.
Gave it a bid.
And Mark finished with 3, and so does Jeff. So pretty simple stuff as we go into number 3, to the par 3. This one's a pretty straightforward shot. Jeff, you ever come close to acing this one?
Oh my God, this is one that's on my list. You'll see I throw a pretty good shot coming up here, but it's straight away. I'm throwing a comet, just a straight mid range on this one. You'll see, but I like this hole.
Yeah, I like it too. I finally figured it's the hole that I have parred the most on the whole course, and I've tooted a couple times, got a couple birdies. So.
Jeff up here first, and as you can see, he goes with a straight rip, bit of a right to left hyzer, and overall it's pretty good, and it does just miss that basket.
So close.
And skips and goes down.
Skips and goes down, so which sets up a tougher shot number 2. Mark goes a bit shorter here with the red, white, and blue.
Threw it too high. I threw the diamond too high, and it just kind of faded here, and I ended up here quite a bit towards the end of the season, so that's fine.
Mark goes, obviously, with him being farther away.
Try to flex putt.
Trying to go for a little play here.
Did not work out.
Takes his time and unfortunately does not get in the hole, but he gets on the green and
There we go.
Put it in for the 3. Jeff with.
Oh yeah, bingo.
Want to talk about that, Jeff?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, this just line it up, throw it in, make it count. Boom.
How long have you had that putter, Jeff?
A long time. I don't know, 15 years.
That's like old reliable, you'd say.
Oh yeah.
And then I put it in for the 3, and here's our little check-in with where we're at for scores.
1/6 of the way through here. Now, hole number 4. Kind of tough near the end of this one. As you can see, there's a bit of a balcony that leads to the hole. Talk about it, Dad. Mark.
I was gonna say it's fine. You can call me Data Mark.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that I've parked this a few times and gotten a 2. It's been tough. Jeff here almost gets it.
Yeah, Jeff with a really, really nice rip, but he ends up going a bit short and below the balcony.
Felt good. Yeah, it felt good, but came up short.
Yes. Mark goes.
I went too high, and I got to remember to aim more towards the left and then keep it low. And I went too high
and to the right. You didn't do what you said at all.
Correct. No, I didn't. I didn't at all.
I believe that you go again here.
This is the other angle of me hitting the tree. So when you get into this part, this is where you really want to do a forehand to get around and just kind of float it in there, which is what I did. Although I cut it a little closer than I probably should.
Not a bad shot at all.
And then Jeff here.
Jeff does something here that's pretty solid, I would say.
Oh, baby. I did that a few times this year.
That's not edited, by the way. He actually did sink that shot. So Jeff moves to -3, and we go to a really tough hole at number 5, I would say. Long and then around to the right as well, which is never easy for a lot of younger players. Mark, what do you talk about this one?
Well, first of all, it's not a par 4; it's a par 3.
Okay.
The foot measurement is wrong. It's about 375, which is what it says on UDisc. Downhill, and so it plays more like 325. And you can really park this if you have a good understable disc, which I do, and I did park it, and I was surprised that I did. But Jeff, of course.
Jeff out here first with a nice rip.
Yep.
As per usual. What disc do you use on this
That's
one?
a Comet again, just trying to turn over a Comet. So it's a mid-range. Got away from me a little bit.
Got a little high at the end, though. Placed to the left. Has a decent straight shot. Mark, what shot did you? What disc did you use?
I always use diamonds. I love Latitude 64 diamonds because they really play well to my limited skills. But
it's a good shot.
The skip at the end here was really a gift.
It's well done.
Don't go too close to him because he'll jump. And don't go too close to him because he'll jump.
Here's Mark's second shot. Despite the effort, was unable to put in the 2.
Yeah, I threw too hard. It takes me for a while to get the flex putt accurate and warmed up and less power.
He'll join Jeff shortly as Jeff's effort is a bit to the left, unable to sink it in. Tough one, but both men end up finishing with 2 threes.
Throw it in the basket.
Hole number 6 is a tricky one despite the distance. Hard right hook. Jeff, has this one given you troubles in the past?
A little bit. If you get to the left on this hole, you can get down the hill a bit or in behind some trees, so it can be a challenge.
Mark, how about you?
I just can't ever push it to the right, as you'll see on my drive here. It's really just frustrating. And if I throw it too low, it goes into the trees to the right. Jeff's got it down.
Jeff goes first, and overall, pretty solid shot. It is right where it needs to be. I guess here's a replay on that one. Nice, really good with the right hook. And what disc was this one as well? The Comet as well?
Also the Comet.
The Comet. It's kind
of mids for Jeff.
And Mark goes here, unable to do exactly the same thing. He plays in a bit of a tree. And was that by choice or was that?
No, I just couldn't get it over. I mean, when you throw a diamond uphill, sometimes at the end it'll fade. It'll hyzer up on you. And I don't know why I threw my cheetah here. I just wanted it to skip a little more, and boy, it sure did. So.
Pretty good shot with the purple cheetah, Jeff, going for the 2. And as you can see, just a bit short. That one you probably want back.
I wanted that one back, yeah.
Mark ends up getting
always
3,
happy with the 3,
and of course Jeff gets a 3 as well. There's a little attitude there at the end of that one to put it in the basket.
Check in on the score.
Yeah. Should have had that one.
We go here to hole number 7 with Jeff in the lead. Overall, this is one of the more confusing ones, I'd say, on the entire course. Mark, what'd you say?
Yeah, I call this the pyramid hole because it looks like the hole is right, the basket's right on top of the pyramid. I've 3'd it a few times, but I count it as a par 3 because if I get a 3 on it, it's a 3. But it's tough. You got to have a really good throw, and you got to get out to the sand there, which you'll see that Jeff does here in a second. And then you got to go uphill. I really did quite a bad job on this hole on this day. So
very challenging one for most participants, Jeff, with a simple rip as it goes to the right, left to right movement. Skip on the sand and hits that little bank of dirt at the end there. And
I had a good drive here, but
yeah.
I could. The upshots was just. This is when I
it was
started.
a little wobbly there right off the get go.
I had a couple of holes here where I just lost the plot. So this was the first one. I don't know what I was doing. I just gone high, but I'm kind of down in the ditch there.
Put yourself in a hole, Mark. What are you doing?
Mark here
That's just
with way
awful.
left, and yeah, you don't really ever want to do that. I would say personally.
Never go over there.
And
Trying
was
to run it.
really close,
Oh.
really close. Jeff was close to those really all day long of sinking the long shot. Excuse me, and
Right into the tree there for me.
so a series of unfortunate events for Mark. But Jeff finished it up with a 3 with a nice simple putt, and then Mark will go here, takes his time on the putt, and is able to miss it.
What, Mark? Come on.
So I got a 5. So technically, I double bogeyed this. It was just really bad, and this is where we start to have the issues.
This is where
here
it
we
kind
go.
of slips. If we go to hole number 8, there's really not a clean way to describe this hole. I guess there's a lot of strong words that most of you gentlemen would use
I love
towards
this
this hole. Jeff loves it, but
Why do you love it, Jeff?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's probably the most difficult hole on the course. I mean, you got to throw uphill a bit. You got to get it turned to the right, and get down the fairway. You know, it's a par 4. You know, you feel great about getting a 3 on this hole.
Yeah, I got my first 3 on the last day I played at Bryant this year, and I screamed, and there was no one there except a couple guys in the ninth tee, and they were like, "Hey, great shot!" And it was a circle 2 putt. Yeah, I've gotten 6s, 7s. I mean, you can get hung up all over the place around here, and you really got to have a good throw, which Jeff actually does on this drive.
Jeff goes first, and comment yet again.
No, this is a thrasher, I think. This came up a bit shorter than I wanted. It's, on the left side. It'll give me an angle for my second shot, but yeah.
I had a decent drive here. This is usually where I drive it. I wish I could get it farther, but I got to work on my motion, which, as you can see, is a lot more stilted and less cool looking than Jeff's drive motion.
Well, hey, it's not
This
how you
looks
look,
really
it's how
cool.
you play. And, well, Jeff has you beat there, too. Marco's second here again, and using the same disc with that diamond you get again, or something else here?
Yeah, I always do throw the diamond. I try to thread the needle on here, and usually I've gotten it up to circle 3, but this time I got hung up in the trees, so it really
Hit a
sucked.
tree, much like Brenda Campbell. Jeff, with his second shot, very, very good. With using the neon disc.
I think it was a breeze. I think I threw the breeze there.
Breeze there. Mark's shot number 3. Pretty solid
Not-
forehand in general,
Not
but
come back.
didn't really go exactly where he wanted to. So he'll go again. This is shot number 4, correct?
This is shot 4.
Shot 4, a
And
tough
I
shot.
just about got it. Oh,
Maybe kiss the chains there. Jeff here, just on the outside of the green. Old reliable putter.
Oh,
Just missed it.
What? I thought I made that one.
you did not make that one,
And that-
sadly.
Another one that Jeff will definitely have wanted back on the day. Mark finished up. He's at +3. Jeff is at the opposite of -3 after his easy drop in right here. Overall, how do you guys think you're doing so far as we go to hole 9?
Pretty decent. I was feeling a little sluggish after those couple holes, but
Yeah, pretty good.
this hole, for some reason, was at the end of the season was a real curse for me. I forwarded a lot, and it was just very frustrating.
I've been playing this hole pretty well.
Have you?
Throwing what do I throw on this hole? A heat. I'm throwing a heat.
Okay.
Yeah, or a passion.
It's honestly, you would like more of an easier hole after the toughest hole in the course, but it really doesn't get too much easier. Jeff rips a backhand, and it kind of skidded right in the trees there.
You don't want to end up over there.
That's
I actually
tough.
had a pretty decent drive here, but usually the drives aren't my issue. It's usually the approach. I never can get the distance right.
Into the fairway, a bit to the left. He'll take
Threw a
his
putter
chance.
here.
The putter choice. What was going through your head there? with the
Well,
putter?
I started throwing putters more here because I wanted to take off the power of a mid, but then look what happened here. It skipped, and I threw too hard, and then I'm down in the mess.
Oh, I'm in trouble here.
Jeff.
This is ugly.
Using some sort of gymnastics move
Close
to
your
try and get
eyes.
out of this one.
Ugh.
Unfortunately, it gets out, but not in the way he would have wanted. And not the best there from Jeff, but he has a chance to make up for it. A long range effort, and it comes up
Yeah,
just
this is
short.
This is awful. In and out of the basket.
Yeah.
Oh,
that could have stayed.
God.
That would have been nice.
So bad. And then I just totally biffed this because I can never putt uphill.
It's a tough overall hole, and I guess challenges. It's always a hole you think to yourself, I should do a lot better on this, and you just don't, and it comes disappointing at the end of the day.
And the putts, we sink them in, and let's check where we're at on the overall scorecard.
On to the back nine. As you just mentioned, one of your personal favorites on the entire course. Would you say?
Yeah, I really like this. I finally figured out how to throw it. It's if I can keep it low and then just get it to fade in between those trees, or if I get it high and I can somehow park it on the chips, that's true too. And Jeff, you got it figured out pretty much.
I play a little differently than Mark. I like to throw spiky and high. I throw a drone on this hole, so it's a very overstable mid-range, and I just put it up high and let it work its way down the hill.
Definitely a fun hole to play here at Bryant Lake. Jeff up first, takes his time, and like you mentioned, rips the high bomb. Really, it's just an absolute.
I gotta try to
absolute moonshot, and eventually it'll come down here. And overall, pretty good spot. Rolled the end, but overall pretty solid.
That's what I'm looking to do.
Mark's here.
I went a little short, but this is kind of how I like to throw it. I probably could have thrown it a little higher, and I would have gotten the full flight of the disc. I ended up short over by the netting for the tee for hole 11, but that's fine. Yeah, it's
not bad at all. Mark's second mid-ranger. You're never going to try and run this, are you?
I did try to run it here, but I kind of, half-assed it.
Yeah, but it sets up for a nice 3. Jeff going for the 2 himself, the birdie, and he drains it. Really well done on that one, Jeff. Overall, would you say you're pretty happy with that shot?
Yeah.
Obviously you are. But
finally got a putt to go. Came
exactly.
A little high,
you deserve it on the day, if we're being honest here. And
it was a great shot.
Mark finishes up with his easy knock. As we go to hole number 11, probably the funnest hole on the course, many would say, because it is ace-bowl. Jeff?
Yeah, this year, I hit the basket 3 times this year. I hit the flag on top, I hit the number plate, and I hit chains this year.
I was with you when you did that.
I know, and haven't aced it yet, but it's on my list. It's just a matter of time.
Same for me. I mean, I've hit the flag, I've hit the chains, I've hit the actual base of the basket. And I've treated a bunch of times. It's really great.
Jeff goes first here. Obviously, you get the excitement of wanting the ace. You're going to try and go for it. Overall, pretty nice rip. However, like we said earlier, it does not come close to chains, but it sets up for hits a nice tree. It sets up for a somewhat easy 2. Mark goes here on his first shot on hole number 11. Again, you obviously want to try and find that line. However, Mark drifts a bit to the left and is unable to hook it back in for the ace, but he gets a very nice shot.
That was probably my best drive of the day. This is great. This is great here too.
Yeah,
you never see that happen.
It never stays in when you hit that plate, but it did today.
Jeff's very happy with that, of course.
See it again from another angle.
Boom.
Really well done. The putting game was picking up here for Jeff as he goes to -4. And Mark will take his time. Talk about your putter. How long have you had it, and what do you like about it?
It's the Gauntlet, and I really like it. It's another Latitude 64 disc, and it's really flat and easy to throw. So.
At hole number 12, a lot of single trees that could cause some trouble for a couple of players. Hole number 12, you get a nice little longer one between 11 and 13. The shortest with the shorter holes in the course, but 12 bit longer. Jeff, what are your usual history with this one?
This one, it's kind of up and down, right? So I know I can put it up by the basket, and I've come close, but it's a challenging hole.
Mark, how are you?
Yeah, I just basically copied Jeff on how he threw it, because he comes around there to the left and then just throws a nice, Anheuser
shot. A little too much turn here, but it's down there. So.
Overall, really good shot. Gets
I throw that 159 diamond. Yeah, sorry. I threw that 159 diamond, and it. What happened here is it just faded a little bit on me, and then it skipped in, but it was still good enough to really get the forehand. But that's
you'll be happy with that from us.
I'm happy with it, and the forehand here, I really got up nicely on it, and I bogeyed this hole a lot, but I really figured out how to throw it, mostly thanks to Jeff. And
overall, we'll see Jeff's shot here, going for the run.
Fantastic.
It's really well done, and like we mentioned before, Jeff was picking up the putts.
Yeah, the putt was starting to work. This is a longer one. This felt good after missing a couple of the mid-range ones. So, yeah, put it in.
And, Mark, you had a forehand shot last time. You're trying to incorporate the forehand more into your game.
I am.
And we've seen a lot more of that, or just kind of the same way?
We'll talk about that on the other side of the scorecard chart. So speaking of forehands and incorporating into your game, this is a perfect hole to practice on. It's very short. It's dogleg right, so if you have a good forehand, you'll just fade it right in there, and you'll be set.
Jeff is up on the first one here. Jeff, we don't see you use the forehand a lot, but this one you gotta have to use the forehand, don't you?
Yeah, very rarely. I used to throw turnover putter here, but I'm just throwing a drone, an overstable mid, forehand, working it down there.
Not a little long.
A little long, but overall pretty good. Mark shot. Mark, you want to talk about this one?
I gotta remember now, just watching the video, aim for that tree and just throw it lightly, and you will park it, which is exactly what I did.
Mark over here getting the easy 2. Jeff needs 2. Him looking for 2 himself.
Need this putt to work, baby. Come on.
Unfortunately, it does not go in. And this is a tough, not a tough hole, but it's a hole where everyone should be getting a 2 on.
You want
Correct.
to here.
Yeah, you need a 2 because it'll help you out for laters or earlier mistakes.
Absolutely. And hole 14 is one where a bit of a longer one compared to hole 13, and you just more just ripping it down into the fairway and putting yourself in a good position. There's also a bit of a crossover creek in the middle.
Yeah, Jeff really has this one figured out. I for it quite a bit. Jeff, what do you do when you throw in this one?
I'm throwing just a straight, try to throw a straight driver down the gut, try to work it down into this space by the bark chips if possible, but it does pose some challenges.
Mark Campbell, hole 14. I have the box in front of Jeff Larson.
Mark taking up first shot at this one, hole 14. Pretty solid rip on this one. He wants to keep it straight, does not want to go in that tree area onto the left, but eventually he does.
I did, but I still don't know. I had a look. So this is how you want to throw it.
Kids, watch this because this is what you should be doing every time. Beautiful rip, and it does get through the trees into the wetland area.
Beautiful.
Yeah, not bad.
Took a while to find. Mark has a nice gap to shoot through, and he does.
I threw the cheetah, and I shouldn't have because it
Where
floated.
are you going?
Yeah, not where I should.
Fakes out our cameraman.
Should have thrown a mid.
Oh,
Jeff
wow.
goes for a bomb of a shot.
Elevator putt.
It gets onto the green, so overall pretty happy with that.
Yeah, not bad.
So now I'm in a circle 2-ish, 3-ish here, and this is where the flex putt really comes in handy.
Zen mode. Look at this.
Because that is exactly what you want as your third shot. I mean, that is probably the best shot of the day, would you say?
My best putt of the day, definitely, and it felt really, really good.
I can see
He's
him.
excited.
He's pumped about it. Jeff finishes off. He's at -5. Mark at +2 as we see the wildlife here at Bryant Lake Regional Park is one that you just can't beat, to be completely honest.
Yeah, you'll see the turkeys all the time. They hang out and they give you good luck when you're shooting, and it's really fun.
I'm a turkey talker.
You see deer sometimes. It's an incredibly well kept and well maintained nature preserve, as well as an awesome disc golf course.
Go to the final few holes. Hole 15, an oddly shaped one, I think you say. You call this the moon hole, if I'm not mistaken?
I call it the moon dust hole because it looks like moon dust around there. It's just a little name that I made up. You got to shoot it up the hill. You got to throw it kind of high. Get around that tree that we're just walking by right now, and it's if you can get it up there, it's great. It's a fun hole. Our Campbell hole 15. I have the box before Jeff Larson.
Shooting in front of steps is going to be a weird feeling. Mark is up first again, and he shoots it right above the steps. Pretty straightforward, and overall not bad. And here Jeff is up.
Yeah, I'm throwing a mid-range here. M4, just trying to work it up towards the basket.
Overall, pretty solid shot from the look. I think you can see Jeff seems to be happy about it.
Jeff's smiling because I made a comment about how awesome the shot was, and then I edited the audio out. Because, it was quite a good drive.
Mark's saying he's trying to replicate the last nice putt he had. Unfortunately, he is not going to sink this one. It comes a bit short and to the left, but sets up for an easy 3 as I get a replay of that. Jeff is up here for his second shot, and he absolutely
Another
drills it.
Got it.
It was really nice. Jeff in circle 2 is pretty much money.
Absolutely, Jeff with a nice one there as we finish up with Mark's 3 here. Pretty simple stuff, and that is the end of 15.
So the walkthrough on hole 16 you're going to see here is a little bit different than when we actually shot it, because a few weeks after we shot this video, they re-landscaped everything, put in these steps, and it's a much nicer hole right now. But it is really fun, and I've had a lot of great success in this hole. I've gotten 2s. Jeff, what do you think about this hole?
It's a fun hole. I mean, trying to just shoot the gap down by this big rock. The basket sits behind the rock. It's kind of cool. You get some putts over the rock sometimes. Good times.
Yeah, 2 baskets. The blue is what we are playing here today. Jeff, reclaims the box, and he goes first with a nice backhand rip.
Yeah, that tree on the left is my nemesis, basically, on this hole.
Yeah, you hit that tree and you're in a world of hurt. More or
You're in a
less.
very tough spot, and it's very fine line that you have to tune here. Mark with his first shot on the tee box goes a bit low, but overall not terrible.
That's how you want to throw it, because if you throw it low like this, it'll scoot right in. And I buried myself under the rock a lot of times. Yeah.
Jeff in the woods
Tough spot,
trying to get out of it, and I can't remember here. He
Hits the rocks on the left. You can see
Gotcha.
it coming flying in there.
Yeah.
very tough spot he put himself in, but he bounces back with his third shot.
Thought I might get
one.
this. It felt good, and then no.
Not so good.
So Jeff, hole 16 gave me some problems.
Today it did. Yeah, it usually doesn't. I'm usually getting a 2 or 3.
I don't like shooting over the rock here, but I
You don't?
managed to just squeak it in with a little toilet bowl ringer. So that was nice,
There you
which
go.
we will see here on the instant replay. Brought
Really
to you
well
by
done.
Latitude 64.
Really well done with the putt there. You mentioned yourself shooting over the rock. A lot of people have trouble with it.
I like
But
it.
it's a really nice shot for Mark, and he's at +1 on the day. As we get to hole 17, a.k.a. the God hole, you see the church over the trees, very long, very high, and overall
It's hard to see it from here.
Just a ton of fun.
So Mark, you cut out the walk down the stairs, but there's a huge stairway you have to come
Yeah.
around. So right, so you're showing kind of the walkthrough from the
All
bottom.
pavement is OB, so you got to get it into the green. This is the only part that really has
And there's a
lot
fun
of
pond on the left. They put
Fun
in.
pond?
A fun pond, yeah.
Lost a few
Wow.
discs in there.
What? I haven't.
The biff right here, a reason why I'm noting it here with the camera is I've actually thrown my drive. That's about the farthest I've ever thrown it.
Where Mark likes to stop during his round.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But like I said, it's one of the longest walkthroughs because it is just an absolute bomb of a hole. Mark goes first on this one, and as you see, once you shoot it, it just flies. It just absolutely flies wherever it goes.
Yeah. I went a little short on this one. I couldn't quite get the full flight of the disc, and I ended up kind of over there, which is fine.
That's an okay spot.
It's not the worst spot you could be in, Jeff.
I want to know what
Out
Jeff
here?
has to do on this to throw it straight at the pin. He always goes to the right.
Well, I'm shooting over that parking lot is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to throw it over that
Right.
parking lot and then it work back to the middle. But this time it didn't work back to the middle.
And then you're over in the right over there.
Dude,
And,
I mean, it's
Right.
it's an absolute bomb.
you can throw it 500 some feet.
Well, it's pin deep. From up there, yeah, you throw it over 500 feet. I mean, it was pin deep, but way to the right.
Like I said, a bit of a wobble off the get-go, but it turns back into a pretty decent shot.
Yeah, I've threed it from down there before. I've threed this hole a lot. It's it's a solid 3.
And that's a tough spot. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
poke something through. Not happy about it.
Jeff, really tough shot, yeah, for a second. A lot of trees in the area, not exactly what he wanted. We stay with him, and he has been a bit more of a clear shot for this one, and unfortunately
I
hits,
thought you almost
hits,
had
hits the
it.
tree somehow again.
Yeah, I don't know. This was it's tough
See
from
it
over
again
there.
from
You're
this
just
angle.
trying to get it close.
And he gets it there. He gets it there for the easy layup.
Here I'm again putting uphill, which is never a good thing, and that's usually what happens.
It's okay.
I
It's
don't
okay.
throw it high enough, and I'm going to take the 4 and sadly be done with that.
Yeah, I never feel good about a 4 here. I'm wanting a 3. You want a 3 on this.
I've treated a
I've
bunch
never
of
two'd it,
times.
but come close.
It's a very
That's-
long
you
distance
should be
hole.
able to do that.
It can be
Yeah.
quite intimidating for a lot of the younger players, newer
For
players.
sure,
However,
for
but
sure.
if for you guys, played it regularly, overall, want to do a lot better on that. And final hole 18, pretty straightforward fairway. Go one to end. Would you say?
Yeah, I've treated it a couple times. I admit a couple of the shots were, really, really lucky shots from down in the outer side of circle 3. One I shot him at dusk, actually. I couldn't even see the basket, and I threw my compass in there. But I have gotten it up there close enough to get 3s. But Jeff really does a great job in this hole. He knows how to throw it.
Yeah, I threw it in for a 2 once from quite a distance, or not. I mean, maybe 150 feet out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a fun hole. You play through a valley kind of, and you're just I'm trying to crush it up here to as far up the hill as I can and give myself a chance for a 2. But I think we're going to see Mark go first because he's got the honors.
Mark goes first, and it is overall pretty solid, straightforward shot. Like you said, you don't want to do anything too crazy on this one. Goes a bit to the right, but that's okay. You don't mind going a bit to the right. Lands in a very reasonable spot. Jeff follows up with his shot of his own using what disc exactly?
That was a nuke.
Nuke.
Yeah, just a fast one. It got a little left on me, but
By the bird feeders again.
it's okay over there.
So we're playing one guy on the right, one guy on the left. We go to Mark on the right.
I usually like to be a little bit more to the left,
Left
so
is
I'm
better.
uphill.
Yeah.
But I did have a nice upshot here that put me in,
It's a really good shot. Looking back at it,
Circle 2. ish.
Yeah, you get some the tee or the green, excuse me, as
This is about
up on
where
a bit of a platform.
This is about where I threw in from that one time, but today I just landed up there with the Challenger.
And well done from Jeff as you replay that one. Both guys finished up with some easy putts. Well, for Jeff at least, this one.
Well, this
is
one,
not
this
easy
is
so
my
far.
third shot, and I should have probably sunk this because
It's a long putt, Mark. That's
yeah. It was
So I'm got to hold yourself to a higher standard.
For sure.
And he finishes up here with the miss. That was the replay. Excuse me.
Oh, what is this?
the tip in, and
Jeff
then,
with the
Yeah,
easy
we're
one to
and
end
then
it
I
on
had
the
a
day.
fairly decent putt here. Let's check those scores.
Overall scores on the day: Jeff with a 52, Mark with a 59. Not bad at all. If you want to see the line score here, ignore the par fours that are not hole 1 and hole 8. Those are the only 2 true par fours in the course.
Oh wait a minute, hold on. Everybody listening right now should be throwing Latitude 64 diamond discs. They're the best. Hey, I want to thank Zach and David for filming today. It's really been great, and it's been nice having them out here. Good job, boys.
Nicely done.
Thanks.
Wee!